Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
All right, family. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Tell them, Shay, Sammy, tell them. Ask them, can they feel the power? You're on me right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide and Shay Samuel from the Red Room. We'll bring Shay out. You know, she's been on the road. She's been doing them road trips. What's going on, Shay?
Hey, Jerry Royce, a.k.a. the Batman. I'm still in Charm City.
Yeah. You should have came by and helped me with some yard work. Me and Jordy were struggling. It was hot out there, man.
You took you on the go.
Well, you know, we got to take care of the property, man. They've been writing up violations around here. Got me on 4 of them. They tough.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, they tough on the brother.
Must have been, was this like backyard stuff? Because the front yard looked amazing.
It was front yard stuff. No, it was side of the yard. Who can see the side? Yeah.
Oh, the side of the yard. Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, a little algae on the sidings and
Very strict.
Got to paint redo the shutters. Yeah, stuff like that. Well, I mean, it's
wow.
Good. It needed some work, you know, is what it is. But anyway, Shay, we had the Red Room here. We had the Newsom Gospel Awards was here. Man, I wish you could have joined us, but Lakeisha, she was handling it. Lakeisha, I was proud of her. She was handling.
Shout out to Lakeisha, and she looked amazing.
I know, she was handling her business.
I had to do a double take. I did a double take. I said, "Was that Lakeisha?"
And I had to do a double take too. It was like, is she on my show? I was like, wow, man. I mean, she did her thing.
She showed out for the Newsom Awards.
I know. It must have been her night too, because I had 2 mics for her and Kelly to duel up, you know, take turns. Because there was so many people. I should have just let Kelly go live on Facebook and then I'm going to have to remember that next time. But it's not a lot of space there, you know, for that. You know, if we was out in the, you know, like how they hooked up the Spin Awards would have been different. But
okay,
he's sharing the same room, you know, with the event. So it's kind of tough.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But we had a little space, you know, doing our thing. And so Kelly helped us get the guests because I thought people were going to be shy, but people were not shy. They want to be on TV.
Yeah. Well, you're at an award show, so of course.
Sometimes you got to pull teeth. You be begging people, please. And now, I don't know.
Well, you're at the wrong award show if you ever have to pull teeth for somebody to be interviewed.
Well, this event, everybody knew us, so they were ready. They were ready for us. So,
you know, I want to tell you too. Shout out to Eli Smith. He's in Atlanta, Georgia. Was with WYZE before they closed down, and I think they're going to be reopening. But today, I was telling him that I was in Baltimore, and I was telling him about the TV show, and I said, you know, he goes, well, who's doing the TV show? And I said, Jerry Royce, and he goes, I know that name. So I wanted to tell you, too, that your name, of course, is all the way in Atlanta. He goes, yeah, I know that name. So I sent him the link, but I said, wait until I tell Jerry that the Batman is ringing bells in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, we've been all over Atlanta. You know, we got operations there now. You know, My Journey.
Yes, of course.
My Journey. Then we got the crew. You know, you guys did your thing the last time. We were all over social media that week. Yeah. So I hope you know us. And, you know, I'm glad. That's a good thing. Yeah.
That's a good thing. And he's they're all in radio. I did an event for him last October, I think it was. But Larry Tinsley, there were a lot of, what do you call them? What do you call like the OGs of radio? That's what we kept saying. They were like the OGs of radio. They've been in it for some time, over 40 years, helped a lot of independent artists. Larry Tinsley is on 104.1 or not 104, 103.9 on Sundays. So they're helping a lot of artists break out as well. But Larry Tinsley's like very hard to get in touch with unless you got like the inside scoop. So that radio celebration I did for Eli's 60th birthday, they called me in, had me do some things there for him. But these are like the OGs of radio. So if they know you, then you locked in.
Yeah, I guess a good thing for the Batman. Yeah. Yes, man, it was an exciting, really good weekend. I mean, I felt it yesterday. You know, the family wanted to go out, and I said, I gotta rest. I was like, I don't think I can make it out. My body hurting.
Thank you.
You know,
You put yourself down to rest instead of somebody else.
Yeah, but man,
please take care.
I wanted to watch TV though.
Some...
I really just wanted to watch some movies. You know, just chill out and relax with my little doggy. We just chill. But she wanted to play the whole time. I had to kick her out. I had to kick
the dog there when I got there.
Yeah, we had to put her out, you know, because she was barking and stuff. Yeah, Mimi just wanted to play all day yesterday because I guess she didn't really see us for 2 days. I had to kick her out. Had to kick out the TV room.
Oh.
But, yeah, I feel better today. Didn't get a chance to look at all the footage yet, but, you know, what we've been posting on Facebook, you know, people really been... Man, did you see Taylene? Taylene did her thing at the Newsom Awards. Taylene
I didn't. I'm going to have to go back. I promise you, I've been on the go since I left we got home. Somehow we got lost, and we got there like 4 o'clock in the morning. And
that sounds about right, though.
I hadn't had a chance to really go.
That sounds about right, because you left at 2:30. It was like 2:30 when you left.
Well, it said we would get there at like 3:28, but we did avoid tolls, and so we ended up on some back roads. And Mom was so nervous. She's like, "I need to see something I know. I need to see something I know."
She was
so I took off the avoid tolls, and we got back on 95. But I plan on in the next couple of days to catch up on Facebook. But I will say that she looked absolutely beautiful. I think her mom was there. I think from what I could see, her mom was there with her. And I love seeing family support. That's everything. So, but she was absolutely beautiful.
She was. Her mom wanted to meet the Batman, so I had to take she wanted her own pictures. So I was like, okay. She didn't want no group pictures. She was funny. She was real funny. It was some funny people. It was some people that really made me laugh. You know, Charles always going to cut up. But you know who was really funny? And I don't know if you know her, but she's from the DMV. Tammy Rogers. She's a name to get to know. She's a casting agent, casting director, actress, producer. She actually has a film out right now. We're supposed to get invited to the second premiere up in D.C. And she is really, her and her sister are funny. I had a ball with them too. So it was funny.
Good.
Yeah.
It looks like there was a lot of people there. Shout out to Dr. Newsom for his award show too. It looks like you guys had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I was so glad we had 2 cameras. You know, Jordy was doing his thing. Jordan was operating 2 cameras. Because I was all over the place. Yeah, Jordan did his thing. And him and Lakeisha, he was directing and clapping, hitting the clapper, because I had to run a separate audio because it was so noisy in there. And it was crazy. I got shout out to Patricia Y. Samuels from Divine of Annapolis was there, and they said they're going to put in some paperwork to Dr. Newsom, giving people 30 seconds to do a speech after you being honored. That's like impossible. I was like, as soon as I pulled up my piece of paper, the 30 seconds was over. I was like, goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness. And they were strict. Was it one of those award shows where it was like right on the money? So as soon as you got closer to your time, the music came on.
No, they were coming right out. They were coming right out at you. The sergeant of the arms. It was like, so you couldn't even try to take time. You couldn't even steal. Nothing. Like, what? I took and I had to write that for Dr. Kelly. You know, I mean, no way Dr. Kelly could have went through 30 seconds. You know, I said, well, let me write it out so I make sure I stay within the 3 minutes. I just knew it was 3 minutes. You know.
Yeah.
I thought that was customary, but
they need to have a timer.
Yeah.
Nobody can. I mean, unless you practice 3
30
minutes.
seconds.
I think everyone.
That's like,
3
thank you, God. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, my fan. That's
That
30
was-
seconds.
You should have learned from Russell Simmons. Thank y'all for coming out. Peace. See you later.
And that's all you could do
Russell
too.
Simmons.
That's all you could do. I was not ready. So anyway, we had a great time. Again, thank you, Kelly and Lakeisha, for coming out, and Jordan for doing a great job in media coverage, and we're looking forward to it again next year. And Mr. Appointed came. Her and the daughters made it out. The whole cast.
Wow!
Yep. They made it.
That was big.
Yep. J. Nicole Jones was there. She was in the house. She was emceeing and doing a little thing. And 3HP came out strong. Razel was a big winner. Amanda Lynn, Shay Shara. They even gave Malik an award. Malik got an award. Of course, Troy got a bunch of awards. But they came out and they did a great job. Keisha got, she's familiar with them. So she got great interviews with them. And shout out to that crew. They doing their thing, man. It's good to see young people.
Shout out to all of the winners and everybody who was there. Everybody looked beautiful.
They did. So, of course, my girls, Divine of Annapolis, tore it up. They got up there, did their thing on the stage. So we was happy to. And I actually have that on Facebook, too, so people could check it. They had a new song they released. I think it's called Unity. I think we actually playing that on our playlist. A beautiful song. Well, look, you got Wendy Hamlin. She was in the red room with you, and Wendy is ready. I think she did send her bio, but you're already familiar with her, but I sent it to you anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk to Wendy real quick. Let me say hi to Wendy. We haven't seen Wendy in a minute. We was trying to get Wendy here in studio, but she decided to take a trip. What's up, Wendy Hamlin? How you doing?
Hi, Jerry. How are you? Hi, Shay. How are you?
Hi, Wendy. I told you I was going to get you back, didn't I? I said, I'm going to have you back.
Oh, my. Yes, you did.
All right.
I said, I'm not finished with you yet. That's exactly what I said.
You sure did. All right. Well, y'all have a good show. I'm standing by.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Well, welcome, everyone. Welcome to Jerry Royce Live, Late Night with Jerry Royce Live, and your co-host, Shay Samuels. If you are just joining us, I want to say happy Monday. We've had a long weekend. You've heard all the good things that we have going on, and I want you guys to just continue to support, check out all of the links that we're putting out, and just giving you guys an opportunity to really just see what's going on with the Positive Power family. As always, I want to say shout out to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. The Batman, Paula G, Lady Wisdom After Midnight, and all of my co-hosts on the Christian Party line, Chanel Lynn Malloy, Patrice Jackson, Lakeisha Mosley, Shalonda Williams, and I cannot forget Lady Wisdom After Midnight. We have a very, very special guest. I had an opportunity to meet with this young lady last month, or it's already August, so it's almost 2 months, so a month and a half. A month and a half. Time flies when you are having fun. Time flies. But I had an opportunity to meet this young lady on the Red Room, and I tell you guys, I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I'm just going to tell you guys, when we were kind of behind the scenes talking about some things, and the Holy Spirit really just hit. For me, I was sitting in there and I was talking to her, and I was just kind of like, you just never know, you come in for one thing, but I mean, God was just blessing us back and forth. And I knew at that point that we would be connected. And like you guys heard me say, I told her, I was like, I'm going to connect with you. I'm not finished with you yet. And if you know me, you know, when I say I'm not finished with you yet, there's some work to be done. So I'm happy to have you on with us. And for those of the listeners and the viewers who don't know you, Wendy, please let them know who you are and what you have going on in the ministry right now.
Wow. Yes, you did say you were not done with me yet, and I believed you, but I did not know what that would look like. So, yes, it's amazing. We did have an amazing time in the bedroom, and it was such an honor and a pleasure to meet with you. So I am super excited to be on with you this evening. Again, my name is Wendy Hamlin. I am a personal and professional development strategist. That sounds huge. I'm a life coach. My background, I'm a military vet. I'm a former educator. I was a teacher. I was an administrator. I am an entrepreneur, and I am an author. So what I do is I work with professionals who sometimes we get in a place where we're kind of stuck and we don't know which direction to go. And I am a servant. And through my experiences, I found myself in that place, and I didn't know which direction to go, who to turn to, if I was actually experiencing a thing. And when I realized I was, after I made it through, my goal is to help other people that are experiencing fear, self-doubt, anxiety, to kind of push through and move through and make sure that they're walking in their divine purpose. And whatever that may be, me helping them to kind of come to that so that they are living the life that they were designed by God to live.
Hey, man, while you were talking, I was thinking back about when you and I were behind the scenes just preparing for the Red Room. And what really came over me for you was, that's something else, but in regards to what you were just talking about, being a professional professional strategist, a life coach, there are so many people out there now, and I say this for lack of better terms, but no disrespect for those who are gaining the licensing to be life coaches, but everyone's becoming a life coach now. And ironically, when we were younger, anything having to do with mental health, because we culturally are not taught that way, we felt was a problem. It was an issue. And I've asked people in the past what the differences are between life coach and mental health professionals. And so I would ask you, what do you think the differences are regarding the life coaching aspect and behavioral health?
So for me, the main distinction between a life coach and a mental health professional, I do not make any diagnosis. I am not the treater of any symptoms. I am not going to diagnose any symptoms. What I use is my experiences and my walk to help me to facilitate other people in their growth and their journey. Where a mental health professional is going to diagnose you, they're going to come up with a clinical plan to treat you. That is not what a life coach does. We are able to... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We're just able to help you to... the whole life coaching is kind of new. Definitely what you said about the mental health piece it's been stigmatized so much that, and kind of swept under the rug with not having issues being addressed. Yes. And I think in my mind, what a life coach does is, because if you stay in that place of being stuck so long, then that can lead to anxiety, that can lead to depression, that can lead to some other mental health issues. So the idea for me behind a life coach is that you kind of catch those pieces early, and to have someone that is giving you an outside perspective, because sometimes you're so far in it, you can't see. Yeah. And then the people close to you are so far in it with you that they can't see either. So having an outside person to come in and help you see some things that are not necessarily as clear to you because you're too far in it, and help you to gain a clearer perspective is what a life coach does. And then to help you to begin to set goals and execute those goals. Because if you don't get that, then it can lead to the latter, which is spiraling into those mental health pieces with depression. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what I'm doing. But just all of those things where you begin to doubt yourself. And for some people, it can have that grave effect, which would be those other mental health issues.
That's a good point, too, because what you don't think about is, as a life coach, you have an opportunity as someone coming to you as a client to start understanding things about yourself. If I hear this, that's what you're saying, to understand where some of the symptoms or some of whatever it is, and I say symptoms because you're not diagnosing, but there's clearly a symptom there that's causing them to reach out to you. But not identifying with those things can ultimately get you to the next level, which is that mental health. So, you know, the one thing I think about is how life coaches are depicted on TV. I remember watching the show a long time ago, and a life coach would come to this person's house, and this was a celebrity life coach and dealing with celebrities, of course, and they would come to the person, they would go to the person's house, and they would, you know, help them, you know, not necessarily clean up, but they were motivating them to do things that they just wouldn't typically do. And they followed them throughout the course of that whole day, how they talk with their children, how they prepare themselves for work. They were not just there to talk with them through the challenges, but really create an environment of peace in the home as a whole. They would go to the family members' houses and watch certain things that they say. Now, are you as in depth as that, or have you even heard of that level of life coaching?
I have not heard of that level of life coaching, and I'm wondering, you know, how when some things are on television are more glamorized for television, and I'm wondering, does that get to the down and dirty of what is it that I am truly experiencing?
That's good.
And how is it that it is impacting my life? What areas is it showing up in my life that is causing me not to be able to function optimally? So I'm wondering if what they showed, if it was a more glamorized version of somebody that just needed to necessarily kind of just organize their household per se, versus somebody that's coming in that's having some real issues deciding on, should I leave this career? I don't feel happy here. However, it's paying the bills, but I know that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And what happens if I leave this job, or my relationships are not where I need them to be, and I'm living in total dysfunction and chaos, and I can't keep going on like this. What do I need to do? How did I get here, and how do I get out? So I'm wondering if it's really digging deep and peeling back the layers of the type of real issues that we have on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and I like how you said peeling back the layers, because I'm sure, I mean, day-to-day life, I was listening to something today, and, you know, what most people don't realize is this is life. This is like, some people know how to handle it and some people don't. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to we're all going to face some challenges. It's how we approach the challenges. Do we approach them head on, or do we run from them? You know, and I believe that God places people in our lives. Even for my children, I used to say, you know, with my children, I believe that God trusted me with them. There are behaviors that they have that I know for a fact if there were any other parent, they'd be knocked out.
That's the truth. That's
they'd
the
be
truth,
knocked
Lord.
out. So God gave me somewhat of a patience to kind of deal with what they go through. And I believe the same thing for my mother. I believe that there are some things that God is, you know, he knows who to place us with. Let's just say that. Now, you also have a book. Is that correct? You're also an author.
Yes. The Power of the Pen. And it's a journal. And each page of the journal has powerful sayings on them. So you can use the saying to reflect, or you can just journal. And I found, as I was going on my journey, through my journey and my process, that a journal is kind of what helped me to get through. I had never kept a journal. As teenage girls always have journals and they write everything down. I was never consistent with it. So as an adult learner, it became instrumental in me going through my process and the growth that I made, from where I can just look back into my journals to see like where I started and then where I had gone to. So just hoping that the power of the pen can motivate others to kind of the journal, to begin to recognize those patterns, those self-destructive patterns, or whatever those patterns are, and be able to track their trajectory and their growth from where they start to where they end up. Because, you know, the darkness is not forever.
Yeah.
It's eventually light. So just being able to see for myself, like in my darkest hour where I was, and then when I saw light where I was. So that the journal was an amazing tool for me.
Yeah, I think too, all, like you said, all women, but there are a lot of men too, Wendy, who are now taking on this journaling aspect of life. And I see that, you know, I think a lot more men are experiencing quote unquote life at this point, especially in, you know, within their walk. Life is different for men in their walk. Life is very different because they go from, you know, first of all, you know, you never really seen a lot of men in churches. So now you have a lot of men who are trying to take on the ministry. And it just is like just with women, and, you know, it can be hurtful. And so there are a lot of men who are beginning to journal their thoughts down. And do you have a lot of men who reach out to you for the life coaching? I don't need any names, but do you have any? Do you find that more men are reaching out for personal life coaching as well?
I do find that men reach out, and bravo to them that are keeping journals. I think sometimes we put more pressures on men that we expect men to be a certain way, and that way does not involve any feelings. It doesn't involve any emotion. It just involves them being on the grind and being on 100% of the time. But that feeling and emotion has to go somewhere. That's what makes us human. And we have to recognize and understand that we all go through life, and our journey, everyone's journey is different and unique within itself. Mm-hmm. However, as they are experiencing life, it's just as hard for them sometimes as it is for us as women. And we don't expect that, or we don't think about that. We think that they are supposed to be able to pretty much carry the weight of the world on their shoulders and keep going. And that's not the case. They have to have that processing time as well. So I do find that men reach out, and with some of the same issues that women have. And it's not that one is greater than the other. It's just life, and it's the life that we're given, and we have to manipulate it to make it be what it is that we want it to be and what it's designed to be. And we need help with that sometimes. Yeah.
Now, The Power of the Pen, that's a very powerful title for your book, The Power of the Pen. How did you come up with that title?
I don't know if it was, well, I do know that there was not really a process. I just thought of, like, what the things that I put in my journal, like the transformation that came from taking it out of my mind and putting it on paper and putting it in the journal. How powerful was that to be able to write and make such a huge transformation? So I just equated the pen to the power that it held in transforming my life, and by utilizing that journal. It's kind of like you're saying too, like the power, you know, the power of life and death lies in the tongue. And so just as we speak certain things over our lives, we can also write those things over our lives. It sounds like that's what you're saying. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just as powerful speaking it as it is in writing it. It's just as powerful, because then you can go back to it and continue to read it and process it over and over and over, and make more meaning out of it each time you go back and read it. Because once you say it, and it's out there and it's done. But once you write it, it's there. It's kind of like etched in stone. It's there forever. Isaiah 8:1 says, "And the
Lord said to me, take for yourself a large tablet and write on it in ordinary letters, swift. It says, I'll read it again. It says, then the Lord said to me, take for yourself a large tablet and write on it. And so I remember that scripture from a long time ago, but the Lord wants us to remember the things that we've gone through, not so that we can stay stuck in that place, but so that we can see how we've overcome. But let me say something else to you. A journal can also be an accountability partner, because if you wrote something a month ago, if you wrote something a month ago, and let it not be goals or something that you put down, but you look at it a month later and you see that you haven't achieved those things, your journal can also be an accountability partner.
Well, that's like that, those New Year's resolutions that we kind of write down and say, I'm going to the gym starting January 1. And when you look back next January 1,
you didn't go to the gym at all. You went once.
Ooh, right. Out of that good faith. But yes, it definitely can serve as an accountability tool. Like I said that last year, I need to revisit some things, but definitely an accountability tool.
Yeah. And, within journaling, too, because some people make this a profession, like to journal. Like I've had friends where I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm journaling. They take it out. It's a hobby. It's like a hobby for people to just journal. And the good thing about a journal, I mean, for me, if I go back and I remember my very first journal. I came in the mail when I was 14. This is when they did cash on delivery, CODs. I was 14 years old. I didn't know what COD meant until they got there, and it was cash on delivery. I had no cash, but they left a diary. And I remember starting to write down my thoughts. And at times, and I'm asking you this because, of course, when you're doing this, when you're journaling, your thoughts can bring out some very harsh moments and memories. And some people are likely to stop because they don't want to remember those things. They don't want to go through those relive those encounters. How different or how coachable or how disciplined is the diary that you've written for people to write in?
People can use it how they see fit, and it, oh goodness, actually brought tears to my eyes listening to you say that. I didn't write everything in my journal. And just for that very reason, for some because that journal, even though it's your journal,
that's good, yeah.
To put your deepest, darkest secrets, again, putting them down on paper, it takes a lot of courage. And it takes a lot of courage because some things you just want to kind of, as long as you have them internally, you can kind of put them behind lock and key and leave them there. But when you put it down in a journal, you have to relive it, and whatever it is, or whatever that deep, dark, whatever those fears are, whatever those insecurities are, whatever it is for you, to put it on in a journal, and be able to go back and reflect on it, continues to bring that up each time you go back. So if the journal is designed for folks to use it however they see fit.
Yeah. Because
I know it's secrets that I don't even want to tell my journal.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Woo!
It is what it is. You know, I didn't want to put those things down in a journal.
Yeah.
I would never put them. I mean, and that's just my reality. So it has to be a tool that folks are able to use in a manner that is comfortable for them to use. And it can be that same powerful tool, even if you don't put your innermost thoughts, feelings, or what have you there, because what you're going to put in there is what you need.
Yeah.
And so you'll write in it exactly what you need to write in it.
Yeah.
And you'll still be able to see your transformation from where you are to where you want to be. And the goal is being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't write those things, you still need to be honest with yourself. Because it's understanding that change is an inside-out thing. Nothing you're going to take in is going to change you. All the work has to be done internally. So you have to be honest with yourself. Even if you don't put your innermost secrets in your journal, you have to be honest enough to say, this is where I am, but I'm not going to be here. No matter what caused me to get in this space, I'm not going to live in this space. And your journal will still allow you to see growth on your journey.
Amen. Now, how user friendly is it? Is it a journal? Is it a journal that can reach from what ages would you say?
Any age. Well, I say any age. I would say from teenagers up. Teenagers up. Just because some of the quotes in there are, again, you can use the quotes to journal, or you can just use it as your own personal journal. So it can go from teenagers up, and it's from some great people. So it's some great words in there, great words of encouragement, and just very powerful, just very, very powerful.
And for people who are listening tonight, like I was blessed with you being on the Red Room, and just you just always have things popping up in my head when I'm around you. There's just always things just pop. And it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing because with you, just in meeting you, there's such a sincerity about your heart for people. I mean, you never know what people went through. You can have an idea. The Bible says to try the spirit by the spirit, but you can have an idea, but you never know what people have gone through and what they've overcome in their lives, right? And we only see one another face to face, and just because we meet each other, and what I mean by that is person to person. I meet you face to face. I don't know your past. You don't know my past, but we serve the same God. And I always tell people, like even with the bloodline, it's like just because we're not biological, we share the same bloodline.
Absolutely.
We share the same bloodline. And so it's just, it's like a frequency that happens there. And it's kind of like, oh, I see you, right? I see you. And so when I see you, I see like such a sincerity for people. You really want to help people get to a better them. And it's a struggle at times because we still are working on getting to a better us.
All the time. All the time. And I believe that I believe my journey is to help others. Again, to help others to be the best that they can possibly be. And again, we are all working on ourselves every day. If we're not, we should be, because we have not arrived, and we won't arrive until that day comes, and we stand in judgment, and that's when we may have arisen. That's where, but so we should continue to work on ourselves daily. But I truly believe that my walk and my journey and my destiny is to help others. Like, I just believe that in whatever capacity that, and I don't know, sometimes I have this intuition, and I know it's nothing but God speaking to me, where something just comes to me to tell somebody something. I don't know where it comes from. It doesn't have to be anything that I'm thinking about. It just comes, and it's almost overpowering, and I have to stop and do it right then. And it may not be anything life-changing, but I know that he just speaks to me for me to speak to others, and for whatever that does for them. Yes. But just in my heart of hearts, I know that my walk and my journey is to help others in whatever capacity that I'm able to help them.
So what's next for you, Miss Hamlin? What do you, another book? Are you touring? Are you doing some speaking anywhere? What do we need to know, and how do we keep connected with you?
Oh my. What am I? What's next? I don't know. I have all these balls juggling in the air. I don't have any working on another book, slowly but surely. I haven't booked any speaking engagements as of yet. You can always find me on Facebook and LinkedIn. My website is www.wendylhamlin.com. Just message me, or, if there's anything that I can do, if there's any way that I can support anyone, then just reach out. I am here to be of service. So whatever that looks like for folks.
Yeah, and I would say, too, Wendy, it's imperative for us to connect, especially with life coaches, because like you said, you're meeting us before we get to that, that mental instability part of that, part of what it could have been prevented. So, I keep hearing the word all week long. It was necessary. So it's necessary for us to connect with people that can keep us from going to the next level. I always ask my guests before we leave to leave a word of inspiration or an encouraging word to the viewers and the listeners. So I would love for you to speak to the listeners and the viewers on Facebook with a word of encouragement.
I think my word of encouragement would be, and it's a cliche, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. And we are only defined by how we define ourselves and not how other people define us. Because sometimes we accept labels that people put on us that are not who we are, and it's not who God says we are. So we have to make sure that we're defining ourselves by His standards and not by other people's standards.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Yes. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, it's just that simple. Don't try to make yourself do anything more than you know that you can or can't do. I hear people say, just stay in your lane.
Right.
Right. Just stay in your lane. Well, Wendy, it was amazing again to just have you on in another capacity. I mean, it's just, I know this isn't the last time that we're going to meet, but having you on tonight, I pray that it blessed a lot of the people who were listening in, viewing tonight. Shout out to Lisa Wallace, because she's listening. That's my mother. She's been hanging tough with me all week long, hanging tough with me in the Red Room, preparing for that all week long. And she texted me and she said, I'm on, with her thumbs up. So
amazing.
Thank you so much. But it was a good opportunity again for us to talk on another level. We didn't get a chance to talk a lot about the ministry and about the book on the Red Room, but I want you guys to catch the episode of the Red Room with Wendy Hamlin. I think it's about the second episode on the Music Vision Television page, and just listen to some of the inspiring words that she had then and also today. So it was a blessing to have you on. I do have one more question to ask you, Miss Wendy, and I think this is your first time on the platform. So I've been coaching everybody through, because the people get quiet and I just need some enthusiasm when we close out. So on the show, as we end, we always ask, can you feel the power? And the guests are supposed to shout out as loud as they possibly can, I feel the power. So I'm going to say,
I got it.
Okay, you got it. All right.
I got it.
Roll that beautiful beam footage back, man. Wendy Williams. Wendy Hamlin, I have one more question for you. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? I feel the power. That's my girl. Thank you again for joining, and I really appreciate you coming on. I can't wait to connect with you again.
Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power. A double XI.
Positive Power 21.
All right, family, thank you so much for joining us. That's right, the Triple Podcast on Monday nights. That's right, Ree was off tonight, and prayers go out to her, taking a much-needed rest. But we appreciate her, we love her, we have her right back next Monday. So starting at 8 o'clock, you catch the Triple Podcast, starting with Ree. That's right, Pep Talk with Ree at 8 o'clock. Then 9 o'clock, you got the Lakeisha Mosley radio show right here at 9 o'clock. And at 10, you got Late Night with Jerry Royce Live and Shay Samuel. And thank you so much, Shay and Wendy. It was an awesome show. And we want to thank our guests. That's right. We had Dahlia. Ashley was here. Oh, man, her music is so tight. We got to have her here in Maryland in the listening room. That's right, in the black box. So we working on that right now. All right, y'all, you're an artist out there. You're looking for major exposure. You need a digital footprint so people know that you can perform. You got music. You can't call you if they don't know you, and they got to see you to believe you. Hit us up, y'all. That's right. You got a business relationship with any of our podcasts. That's right, now television host. Hit us up and make arrangements to get you here to Maryland. That's right, we're on the eastern shore of Maryland and the western shore, doing business in the DMV and the Delmarva. You also catch us in Marietta and Atlanta, Georgia. That's right, coming up October 1st. October 11th. My Journey will be back in production again. That's right. Paul will be burning through some episodes real fast on that episode, on that beautiful cable network out there in Atlanta. Digital TV and Connect TV, Roku, Truly, Google Play, you name it. Apple TV. You catch all her episodes right there on those networks. And of course, you come on out to MVTV-21.com. Did you hear me? MVTV-21.com. Catch all of our shows, all original series right here on Positive Power, XXI Christian Media. And we want to shout out to Dr. Fred Newsom. That's right here. There's an award show right here in the Baltimore area. That's right, Empire's Greatest on Radio 1. That's right, TV 1. That's right, Charles Clark, the actor, was here. He got a couple projects coming out real soon. He was here signing autographs and taking pictures and selfies and all that good stuff. Shout out to Tammy Rogers and Taylene Harris and Razel and Shay and Troy Edwards and Amanda Lynn. Shout out to Tish Baker. That's right, she was there. She was crowned Miss Newsom. And shout out to J. Nicole Jones. That's right, she was MCing. And of course, Divine of Annapolis was in the house doing that thing. If you don't believe me, going out to my Facebook page and check out Taylene Harris singing The Warrior. That's right. And also, you can check out Divine of Annapolis singing Unity. Their brand new music was out. So, like I said, you're looking for a powerful digital footprint so people can invite you to come out to their ministry, because that's what they do. They see you live. Hey, they know you can handle your business. Sometimes music videos are great too, but it's always good to do live concerts with professional production. That's right. Hit us up. We got the listening room up and burning. We can invite people to come out and listen to your new music. That's right. Hit us up. Inbox me, the Batman. That's right, of Charm City. We got the listening room up and running. So you'll be able to catch Shay real soon. And Shay, not just Shay Samuels, but also Shay Sarah and Razel was here testing out the listening room. All right, y'all, that's the end of our program. We appreciate you guys. Sit back and enjoy some of this music. Again, we want to thank Dahlia Ashley for sharing her 3 tracks. Awesome music. Never heard anything like it before, and I really, really love it. We gotta get her here to Maryland. All right, everybody, you have a great night, and we will see you on Tuesday beginning at 9 o'clock. What Pastor Time International Podcast. Congratulations, Dr. Kelly, for winning an award at the Newsom Award. That's right, honorary award for doing his thing in podcasting on his Bible ministry and on Next Man Up. You catch it on Fridays at 9 o'clock. All right, and we should be on the air this week, y'all. This Friday, you'll be able to catch the Christian Party Line as well as Next Man Up starting at 10 o'clock on Friday all the way to 1 o'clock. That's right, number beautiful fellowship. Beautiful fella. And shout out to Pony Boy. We hope Pony Boy is doing well. V Speak Life, please tell Pony Boy that we have asked about him 1,000,000 times. We want to know how that brother is doing. All right, everybody, if you got any shout outs and need some prayer for those that are sick and shut in, or you're going through some mental health issues, that's right, you got some ghosts in your closet, that's right, inbox Dr. Paul Kelly so he could pray for you on his show, Pastor's Time International. That's right, powerful ministry, man of God. And followed right behind him is Inspirational Treasure with, Shalonda Williams. That's right. Her book has just been released along with Ron E. Jefferson. His book, The Man Code, is out there. So just Google him, find out you get a copy of The Man Code. He talks a lot about men raising boys into men. So you want to check that out, ladies. If you fit those shoes, you want to check that out. Very important book. He said he did not know what a daddy was. He thought the guy that was visiting his friends was the plumber. He didn't know that was their daddy living in there. So you got to check out their publication. Also, Lakeisha Mosley got books out too, and well as Dr. Kelly and Paula G. That's right. They all got books. Batman got a book out too, y'all. That's right. I was in a book. Yeah, that's right. But by Patrice Jackson. So anyway, going out there and Google these names and get those books and support these beautiful podcasters and television hosts. All right, that's the end. Batman's out of here. Have a good night, everybody. We love you. Peace and feel the power.
Yeah.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.